Hey fairy grasshoppers, it's Bridget. Let's talk about star energy. Let's have a conversation about star energy. So I'll talk a little tiny bit about starseed, like what that means, because I think I know. I'll talk a little bit about my star energy, and I will just share with you what I know. Let's talk about spirit guides that are star aligned. Okay? So we're going to have this just kind of basic conversation about this at first. If you're interested, I will do more videos about it. Yes, I work with people who are connected to the star energies. And what I mean by that isn't that they're aliens from other planets that have arrived here to just live as humans. That's not what I mean. I mean spiritual, soul connection. Your soul is made of the stars, and for many of us, we are aware of our star alignment and connection. And if you are a person who understands star seeding energy, you recognize mine already. And a few of you have made some comments. So I will share with you what I know in my consciousness, in my mind, as in human form. Yes, I've worked with star energies for maybe 5 or 6 years now. And I've worked in my Divine Feminine groups, my Divine Woman group, and some of my Moon Club groups in the past, and shared some of my star energy experiences. Again, this isn't ET stuff. This isn't alien stuff. This isn't abduction stuff. I'm talking soul, intuitive, psychic connection, okay? So when you're working with star energy, really it's just another facet of who you are. To me, I can make the translation like fairy energy, fun. It's bubbly, it's like bubbles, it's like glitter, it's like uplifting, it's positive. It feels good. It feels better than the human body can sometimes feel, because the human body as mass and matter can sometimes feel weighed down. And yet we need this beautiful vessel of our body in order to be able to fully express ourselves as a soul, because the soul came into the body to have this awesome experience and collaborative effort. It does take some effort. It's not always super easy, right, to be a person, because you're also managing feelings and emotions, which is energy, just like star energy is energy. And so too thoughts, also energy, managing that. And so there's a lot here to kind of take in consideration. All right, so my star alignments or affiliations are with Arcturus as the healing energy, as a bit of an ambassador between interplanets. I am familiar with Ashtar Command. I'm familiar with, I wonder how much I should share about this directly. Yes, Ashtar Command, I know who that is. It is definitely a spiritual guide, kind of a center where you can connect in and get some guidance or information. And also, I'm like, get your orders. It sounds weird to say that, but many people who incarnate and who are awake to or aware of part of their star lineage is that there's a lot of healers that come through, like the Palladians. So if you're connected with the Palladian energy, I often see it in your aura as very light pink. You're very compassionate, caregiving, you're super supportive of others, you're totally an empath. So if you're an empath and you feel this kind of connection, like you don't totally fit into the human body, but you feel a little odd, like a little like the odd one out, you might have some star lineage or energy connected to Palladian energy, which is beautiful. They often like music, they're sensitive to touch, they might be sense sensitive, they could have lots of allergies, they could have sensitive skin. This can show up in a lot of different ways in your physical body, but it's sweet, the sweetest energy. Some of my favorite people are Palladians, but they're also not time bound. They can often be late. They can come across as having great ideas and being really sweet, but kind of flighty, to be honest, sometimes. Now, one characteristic that any one of these characteristics might indicate that you have that kind of a star energy alignment, but it's not, you have to have all these things, and it's not, I'm not giving you the full-on list. I'm not an expert on star seeds. I'm not an expert on that. I just am sharing with you from who I've worked with over the past many, many years. So I have kind of myself in my role as a spirit higher consciousness level from my astral connected energies, from my astral lineage is very much Arcturian and also ambassador-like. So I represent many different star lineages and energies where I visited multiple places in other lifetimes, lifetimes doesn't make sense, but other layers or realms, I'm familiar and comfortable in those different places. So it's like I speak many languages. Does that make sense? But yet when I'm doing intuitive sessions or psychic sessions, I don't just focus on that. There are lots of people who are great when it comes to star line, star lineage, like Jamie Price. You can look up Jamie Price. She's one that really articulates the energy well. She does light languages as well too. She's out in Arizona, I believe. So that's a reference or resource for you. That's one that I think is very solid, very legitimate resource, very grounded resource, because you need star energy resources that are people that are grounded in human form and understand what it's like to be a person, and they're committed to being a person. Not people that just want to travel, astral travel all the time and get out of their bodies. That's like an escape. That's not I don't feel like that's a productive way to be a productive human. If you're leaving constantly to have connections and experiences, what are you gaining by having a body and being a person? You know, it's got to be, this is the point here. To me, this is the point of contact. This is the tower here. We are the cellular tower as a beautiful body, right? So I don't go to meetings on different star planes consciously. I don't intentionally go and do some global healing work or a multi-universal healing. I don't do that. Those aren't my roles. My conscious roles here in this lifetime is to really bring psychic and intuitive and energy work and understanding to us as human people, to translate it into helping us be better people as very in tune and in touch and dynamic energy beings. That's my work here. So, but I do have this understanding. So if you're a person that has that and needs somebody to talk to about that and wants to do some coaching, some intuitive coaching, and how to bring kind of some of that stuff, that unique stuff into your human life, I might be able to help you with that. If I can't, if it's too unique or different than what I'm used to, or if it's a scenario where you're really focused on that past lifetime and all you want to know is about that, I won't do that. Because again, my goal is to help you be here as a person here now. So, but I want to give you some background. So yes, Ashtar Command, very familiar with Ashtar Command energies. And I work with Melchizedek, who isn't the Melchizedek you think about if you were to Google and look at the alien work or cosmic work. It's not that same guy. No. Melchizedek is an energy, a higher consciousness star guide that is, in biblical terminology, actually considered the priest of God. And yet for me, Melchizedek is one that is a very high teacher that brings in this energy of this galactic understanding, which bridges the universes and provides us with a depth and a layer of expanded knowledge and wisdom that we can use for our own individual healing, which allows us to amplify our light quotient, which allows us to be able to be a person and be well lit up as a spirit. And that's the goal. I want you to be able to use your full-on spirit, right? I want to use my full-on spirit. So what I can tell you about my spirit guide connection, so let's talk about spirit guides. So I want you to think about stars, star beings as spirit guides. Think about it that way. And when you have conversations with other people who wouldn't necessarily understand when you say star energy or cosmic energy or other planets energy, they might instantly think of some conspiracy theories and alien stuff and ET stuff, and you don't want that, because that has been manipulated a bit and misused and misunderstood and complicated. It's not that. So use the term spirit guide. And you know that it's a star guide energy or a star energy that's a spirit guide for you, right? Super high or light quotient. And use that term, okay? Use that. It's just easier. I think it's easier. And then you can talk about it. And it's like, oh, cool, my star guide. So I have a few of them. You may have seen them previous. Although I don't know that she shows up a lot. Her name is Arya, A-I-R-Y-A, Arya. That's the closest translation I can use, and I've channeled her in my other groups, my Divine Woman and my Moon Club group before. It's been a while since I've actually channeled her, because she would give us higher consciousness information about our health and our human bodies, and specifically for healing stuff. That's awesome, whether it's physical healing or emotional healing. Oh my gosh, physical and emotional healing. Oh, Arya, it's awesome. She's like my sister, like my twin. And my higher self, when I'm in service as a star guide, I have a higher self star guide name as well. So there's a version of my higher self that will show up sometimes as a star energy for my star lineage. And I work with her, and she has a specific name, and I connect with me, that aspect of me, but as a guide, a spirit guide for me. So I do that as well. So I have that. And yeah, Ashtar Command, I don't really channel him a lot necessarily, but if I feel like I have a, if I'm working with a client that has like a specific mission that isn't totally integrated, like they're not kind of making the connection between their life purpose and what they're supposed to do in this lifetime, sometimes I will get an Ashtar Command or a version of, which to me shows up as Saint Germain, you know, the violet flame guy. The violet flame guy, really good with business, by the way, and organizational structure, Saint Germain. That's kind of a version for me of Ashtar Command. And also, that's kind of how he'll show up. And also sometimes Archangel Michael, he can also show up as an Archangel Michael aspect. We'll say it that way, we'll call it aspect, okay? Kind of like that. So it's easy to translate star energy into regular spiritual talk, you guys. It's not that complicated. I do it all the time. It's not that complicated, so. All right, so we don't have to label it or limit it. We can just consider it expanded. So the Arcturian energy for me personally is very blue. It's very clairvoyant, very blue. When I work with star energies, it's also kind of this lighter blue hue to people. And I'm like, oh, that person's a star. Oh, that person's got some star energy. And they're oftentimes like fun, kind of have a little bit of a bubble in their personality. They might be an introvert, but they have this like really secret, like, oh, I love to write stories and this and that. Or, oh, they are very creative. Star people are so creative. And they're really attracted to animals, or animals are really attracted to them. Whether it be spirit animals like totems, like, you know, you got a giraffe or a turkey following you around spiritually, or real animals like cats or dogs or birds and that kind of thing, right? So, all right, so light blue energy. Yeah. See, just talking about it just makes me feel happy. Makes me smile. Yeah. So I won't get deep into all the different types and all the different planets that star energies can originate from, or lineages or ancestry in regards to star energies, because I'm not an expert at that and I don't know all of them myself. There's only a few, like Orion. I have connection to that. From either myself or close family members, let's say it that way, and to Palladian energy and to Arcturian energy and a little bit of Sirius energy, and also to Boots, another planet that I'm connected or affiliated with as well. Have visited there as well. In past lifetimes, you might say past lifetimes, but to me, past and future are very similar. It's part of the whole picture of things. So, because I don't really do the whole linear time thing when I'm talking about star energy, because it doesn't make sense. It can't make sense because it's like dynamic and fluid and flowing, and that I think is what is so attractive to about star energy and starseed energy, is like you don't really feel like you belong here on Earth, but you feel like you're visiting here, like you're on vacation here maybe, or you're here to work and then you're going to go back from your tour of service or tour of duty or something. It kind of feels like that, like you're here on a mission. And you are. But it's not as serious or deep or heavy as you think it is, or as we try to make it be. And I'm just seeing a butterfly. I hope it showed up on camera. It just came right through here. Beautiful. It wasn't a monarch though. Oh, beautiful. Aww. Spirit messages. Oh, you guys. Love it. Oh, let's take a nice breath in. Exhale out. Yeah, isn't that nice? I always feel my throat chakra. I feel like ocean energy and turquoise, light blue. Yeah. Oh, so let me see. Let's try something. Let's try something fun. Let me try to bring up the energy around my aura as my star energy so that you can see it or feel or sense it. Okay, so I'm going to try to amplify it so you guys can feel it. Okay, you ready? This will be fun to try and see. So test your spidey senses, your empath energy, and also to see if you can sense it, or look around me and see if you can see it. So there's just green behind me, light blue sky. It's a little bit hazy because it's humid, and the sun is almost directly over here. So, okay. So you might see a little shadow or haze, but look beyond that, okay? All right, so here we go. You ready? So I'm gonna take a couple breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, grounding my feet to the earth star energy as a point or tip, allowing my crystal grid to be activated and amplified. to allow the energy to flow through me, through my physical human body, and express out through the extensions of me. Amplify my star energy. It's coming up through my heart now, through my solar plexus and out the shoulders, out the heart. Yes, the heart connection, my friends. Just feel that. Just feel that. See if I can bring it up to my face and my head. It's very much on my shoulders and heart right now. It kind of comes out like a star. Kind of, exactly like a Merkaba or Makaba. Okay, let me open my eyes and see if I can see you. Bring the energy forward. My eyes are very sensitive to the light right now. The heart and the throat are activated and active. I'm going to try to bring some energy out my crown. I can bring it out my third eye. You might see that. See if I can move it around my head. Yeah. Do you see? Do you feel? I'm going to ground it and root it through my root chakra so that I can keep my presence, the coherence between my mind to be able to allow my body to speak. Oh, this is cool, isn't it? That's interesting. Nice deep breath in, everyone. And I'm going to center our energy in our heart space. Receive, receive, receive. There you go, you guys. Nice. Receive, receive, receive. Receive, receive, receive. That's a phrase, a mantra I use in my Divine Women's group. Receive, receive, receive. All right, you guys. Oh, thank you guys. I love you guys so much. Thanks so much for being here on Fairy Grasshopper and having this mini conversation about star energy so that you can start an understanding of it if it's something that you're curious about. Like I said, check out Jamie Price and her, she has light language, which is a good way to translate, I think, star energy. And she talks about star stuff too. So she understands about that. So you can Google her up and see. She gives you more information as well. All right. Hey, thanks for being here. I hope I've inspired your starry spirit, filled you with some hope today. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. All right. I can't wait to read the comments on this one. This will be interesting. This will be interesting. Thanks for being here. Have a great day, you guys.